Radio Network.
Somebody's gotta say it. TimeFactor. The real conservative truth lives here. Spanish music white. English music on your video. America's lovable, fun-size, Christian conservative LH music. This is the final closing TimeFactor video commentary thoughts.
Have we not heard incredible questions from reporters in America?
You know, the Conclave is incredible
incompetence.
Incompetence because you know why? Because
we've heard it all.
We heard it all before because I know that I check that I posted on my TimeFactor website about this Papal Conclave. And and I don't believe this. I bet it's on FoxNews.com. But this Papal Conclave, and that's why the world awaits. And it begins to pick a new pope, and you know, because the Cardinals wants to celebrate the final mass before this conclave to elect to the next pope. Well, that's why I'm here to explain this. Why, and I try to post this on my TimeFactor website. It has happened because the world waits. Well, I know. It's me, LH Music, and this is my final closing TimeFactor. TimeFactor video commentary thoughts for you know who. That's right. Tuesday, the world begins. March the 12th, the year 2013, and this is what happens because you know why? Because the Cardinals wants to begin to emerge this church faces the uphill and controversial type of thing. Because the election of the Pope begins, because it gathers today, and to elect a new Pope amidst a certainly over a possible front runner and the turmoil within this church. That's right, within this church. That's why the Cardinals celebrated a final mass before the sequester. Here we go. The sequester. Not the sequester that President Obama just lied. Never mind. But the sequester themselves in the Sistine Chapel for the Conclave in Rome. And here's your worst nightmare because the Cardinal Sodano, because the Dean of the College of the Cardinals was leading today's Mass in St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, because he was even too old to vote. And that's why in his homily, Cardinal Angelo Solino, because the Dean of the College of Cardinals, calls for unity within this church. And not so veiled appeal to the Cardinals elected to put on their differences aside for the good of the church and the next pope. Oh yeah. So then it says, here he is. Each of us is therefore called to cooperate with the successor of Peter, the visible foundation of such an intellectual unity. And he says the job of Pope is to be merciful and charitable and tirelessly promote justice and peace. Well, in the afternoon, 115 cardinals will file into a single frescoed Sistine Chapel singing the Litany of Saints. Could be a hypnotic Gregorian chant. As Lord have mercy. Whatever. It's just, but here it is. The employing of this intercessor of saints to help those help them to choose a pope. Well, after they hear this meditation by an elderly Maltese cardinal, will take an oath of secrecy. What's a secrecy mean? Oath of secrecy? Well, anyways, then probably cast their first ballots. Well, on the eve of the Cardinals, eve of the vote, that's why the Cardinals wildly different assessment after they looking into the next pontiff and how close are their decision. Well, was evidently Pope Benedict the 16th was being surprised by his resignation and has continued to destabilize the church's leadership, and no time at all his final appeal for unity may go unheeded, and at least in the round of voting. Now the Cardinals held their final closed doors yesterday, and over whether the churches needs more of a manager to clean this up for inside the Vatican's bureaucratical mess, or a pastor to inspire 1.2 billion in faithful in a time of crisis. Well, the fact that has not everyone got into a chance to speak of what was a clear sign. And wait a minute, but there is still unfinished business to discuss on the eve of Conclave. Now, according to the Associated Press, AP, the liberal, whatever, quote this: Cardinal Francisco Javier Herrera's here of Chile. I couldn't pronounce his last name. Quote this: this time around, there are many different candidates. It's so normal that it's going to take longer than the last time. Oh, well, could be talk about this. Yes. Anyways, there are no groups. That's right. There are no groups in an alliance. Just each one of his conscience voting for this person he thinks is the best, and which is why I don't think it will be over quickly. Well, none of the prevented storm of chatter was over who's ahead. Not a buzz in the papal stakes swirling around. And Cardinal Angelo Scolo, I bet he sees Italian. Yeah. Have seen the favor of Cardinals. And this is so, yeah, this is so outrageous. But who's going to be the next pope? Well, could be Brazilian Cardinal Aldeia a favorite Vatican based inside preserving status quos. Yeah, that's close. Well, I guess not. But so yeah, skip. Wait. But what next? But I want to know what's next. The pastoral camp seems to be focused on these two Americans. One is New York Archbishop Timothy Dolan, and Boston Archbishop Sean O'Malley. Well, neither. Well, you know who. Vatican experience. Dolan has a knowledge is Italian isn't strong. Well, seeing a handicap for a job in the lingua franca of the day of the work is Italian. And what about this one? Well, what's next? What's next? Well, Canadian Cardinal Mark Outlet is well respected and stemly from his job of his appointments. Well, less known that he is a lovely singing voice. Well, that was good. So, at 10 a.m., the Cardinals will vote, and this follows a 4:30 procession of the Sistine Chapel, and everyone is trying to put things out. the way it used to be. Used to be. Okay, well, anyone else can be civilized, but the Cardinals. That's why I told AP are looking for hope, who is closer to God and has love for the people and the poorest, and the ability to preach the gospel to the world and understand the young and bring them closer to God. And these are the categories that counts. Counts. Well, it was surprising. Well, I guess we have to wait and see about that. So, I'll keep you updated about this conclave wants to pick up hope because the final mass could be starting. You check on foxnews.com and see what I'm talking about as all this one. Trust me about that. And I'll show you. This is what happens. Yes, I see that. The world